You have seen that very often, at least I used to put the shield in front of the body by stretching it. When this type of shield is used close to the body, you take many more hits. Why? Because the thigh remains uncovered, and also the upper part. If I put the shield close to the person, he has the cone of vision blocked, and any hit he gives me is blocked by that. I don't need a huge shield held close to the body covering me from the foot to the neck. I just need a small shield to place in their face, at which point he can't see anything, can't see and can't hit. Because the axe was probably the poor weapon of many Nuragic warriors, it is not present in the bronzes, but it is present in the archaeological remains. It was a weapon to be used for work, and because of that, it was the weapon most available to people who could not have, for example, a sword. Along with the spear, it was probably the most widely used weapon. This type of weapon, unlike a simple straight object like a stick, allows different games I wanted to try. This one I reconstructed a few days ago. With this one you can do several plays. I tried like hooking the shield and pulling it away, and move it from a situation where the person is holding it, is managing it, to a situation where he is no longer managing it. So you move his shield to one side and strike on the uncovered side. If not with the axe, with the shield itself. The shield, if given in the face, hurts quite a bit. And not only with the central metal boss, it hurts especially with the rim, which is the farthest from the hand, and you gain these 20 centimeters of distance. In a fight like this, that's a lot. If I give the blow with the umbo, the distance is much less. I have to get much closer to hit him. If I hit him with the rim, I gain 20 centimeters. So most likely this in the Nuragic bronzes is not solely to hit the person. It probably has other purposes, including H.E.M.A. to prevent the weapon from slipping and going towards the legs. When his weapon gets stuck on the umbo, it doesn't come down anymore. It is stuck on this side and can only go back up and continue in this way. These are not things that I make up. They are not hypotheses, it is biomechanics. The blows can only be given one way because we are all the same and all made the same way from here to 300,000 years ago. So how they fought in the past, we can reconstruct how they fought, ditto for other things. The objects you see are not so indicative. They are not reconstructed. Without something to build on. In the shields, for example, in the shield that you can see in the Monte Prama statues, was a shield with a very narrow handle. Usually, Nuragic bronze statues have long handles. It is not clear whether for an artistic quirk or for other reasons, perhaps a difference between various tribes. One interesting thing is that in the Monte Prama statues, the handle is much narrower, and this may be an indication. As to how the shield was constructed, the shield had to be light but strong. We tried with shields that were too heavy. And with a handle like that, you can't handle it. All the weight is on the wrist and the movements are slow. Instead, you saw, it is a very dynamic thing. You parry, you move, you try to hit. It's not a passive thing. Big or heavy shields, cast entirely with bronze or other solid materials, in just one piece. They are useless. They serve no purpose. This one is made of wood, leather, and boiled leather, and it does its job. I don't need a cast bronze shield. It weighs down my arm, makes me last less in combat, and is less performing, because if this leather one does the same job as a bronze one could do, I don't need to invest. Because it really was an investment for them to put money into making bronze stuff. It was money in the sense that the metal was locked into that object. If the object serves to defend you and... It works. Well, it makes sense. Otherwise it doesn't. It's an artistic quirk of us modern people reconstructing these things. Besides the fact that then they are not found in archaeological remains, there is no bronze Nuragic umbo found anywhere. And so, for all of the warriors, everybody had a shield because it's the easiest thing to build. And most importantly, because I can lose my weapon, but I still have the shield to give it in your face. So it's impossible to think that everyone had some sort of shield and it was not found a single example. That's because it was probably made from these materials, like the armor that you don't find while you find the weapons, the bronze jewelry, and we don't find these parts that are so important and so widespread. There must be a reason, and the reason is the selectivity of the materials. That some materials perish, others do not, and they are preserved, and that basically is the explanation of what you have seen. I hope the video was of interest. Thank you for your patience. Cheers.